Must be in here.
Yes, must be here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hooray!
Oh my God, I'm here. I made it.
Are you on phone or computer? What did you do?
Laptop. I'm on Dan's laptop.
Oh, woohoo. We could hear Dan talking, by the way, and he was reading. He was going,
It's my IT department.
Dan, we could hear you. We could hear you going,
It's working.
You've all done.
Well, I'll just put it this way. If I can earn every incentive, anyone can earn an incentive, believe me.
Anyway, that's work Zoom and an incentive. Right, okay, so look, in the top right-hand corner, you've got 3 dots.
Of you?
Yeah, me and Laura. Click on those. And then say add host. No, don't add host.
Make host. There we go.
No, don't make host. Something view. Oh God, I can't remember what I normally click on.
Spotlight.
Yes, spotlight.
That's it, spotlight.
There we go.
And that's it. And then you as well, and spotlight Laura. And Claire and Tan are going to jump on at some point, but I don't know.
Are they?
Yeah, I don't know when.
Live from Lanzarote.
Love it.
They're going out for dinner, and then Laura, you need to spotlight you as well.
Oh, me.
Yeah. It's all good. We're all recording and
God, and actually, there's a really good, I'm still in my workout gear as well. I had all these grand plans. I did a ride and I was going to have a shower and be all ready, but it's because I've been helping a new teamie get started. So I'm going to talk about that tonight as well.
Yeah. Well, actually, to be fair, Laura, in the time that you were sorting out that, I've just been having a join conversation with someone that I think is going to join up as well. So it's actually quite good that we were running 5 minutes late. I was like,
that's how it's done, people. So tonight, guys, we are coming together to literally give you our hearts and our souls tonight. This is like, these trainings are the ones that people say they want the most. Recruiting and so all things recruiting, I get asked for probably at least 3 times a day. And then when we get into an intensive period, people want to know exactly how to do it. And it really isn't any secret. I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to literally we're going to talk about the mindset. We're going to talk about how to do it. We're going to talk about the points breakdown. I've got an Excel spreadsheet for you that I've just managed to throw together like really quick. It's really basic. So if you know spreadsheets, don't judge me. And then we're also going to give you our top recruitment tips and then what to do when you get a new recruit as well. So just in case everyone didn't know, that's the outline of tonight. And then hopefully we'll give you as well, with Tan and Claire jump on, we're going to talk about the trips that we've earned. I think before we start, when Tan and Claire come on, they'll say, but why don't we talk about all the different trips that we've earned first of all? So just briefly, so you get an idea of the experience that you've got.
Oh my God.
Right. So Laura, if you kick us off, because you obviously joined before me and Laura, and you've been on more trips than me and Laura.
Yeah, okay. Although we probably haven't actually, because I was pregnant with one of them. Anyway, so when I joined, the first trip I earned was the Mediterranean cruise, and I was a star consultant. So when people say like, oh, I can't do this because I'm not XYZ title, it's actually irrelevant what title you are. Like, anyone can earn the incentive. And I'll be honest, the systems that we're going to talk about in how to earn the incentive, I'm going to just be totally like hat on my sleeve. I didn't do any of that the first time. I literally just fell in love with the business. Like, I fell in love, I was partying, I was sharing it with everybody, and a little bit like when I think probably Lisa earned her first incentive and she was out running and I went, you've earned Mexico, and she was like, what? She like didn't even realize. And when I earned the cruise, I had actually no idea I'd earned it, because I was literally just loving life and like loving the business. So we're going to talk about why it's important for your business in a minute as well. But yeah, so I earned the Mediterranean cruise, and just before that, we just got back from a 2-week family holiday in Florida. I flew into Gatwick Airport at 8 o'clock on the Saturday morning, came home, picked up the dog, had a little bit of sleep, had lots of coffee, repacked a case, and drove back to Gatwick Airport and got on a plane to Barcelona at 8 o'clock on the Sunday morning. So that is how important it is to get on a Scentsy incentive trip, because they're just amazing. There was no way I was missing it. And honestly, that was my first experience. And once you've experienced one, you will literally like never miss another one. Like, you are literally treated like royalty. I got on this ship and I was tired, jet lagged, but was just meeting all these people that like I'd watched and followed, and you are literally treated like royalty. So that was that one. Then I earned Mexico, which obviously Lisa came with her sister-in-law Carly and Dan, and I was not too heavily pregnant because I couldn't have gone, but I was pregnant with Finn to the Moon Palace. Again, just absolutely incredible. Switzerland, I earned and couldn't go on because I was too heavily pregnant. Like in the beginning, I remember going like, oh, it'll be fine, I'll just go. And then like I literally gave birth like while you were out there. So that wouldn't have been fun. And that was amazing. But because I couldn't go on that, they very, very generously paid for me to go to SFR. So I experienced SFR in Amsterdam. Again, hotel all paid, food all paid. They sent me my room drops that I would have got in my room. They sent all them to me. So yeah, just absolutely incredible. And what were the next ones? Let me think. So there was the American cruise, which we couldn't go on because of COVID. New York to Bermuda. And the obviously Disney one. But if you are new and didn't realise, like when we were unable to go on those trips because of COVID, because obviously that's a situation out of Scentsy's control, they gave us a very, very generous cash payout, which I've actually put down on a family holiday to Florida next year. So there is literally nothing like a Scentsy incentive trip. You don't work, you're not going to meetings, you literally have a welcome meeting, and then it's literally like a holiday, like nothing you've ever experienced. And yeah, they are just out of this world. I love to travel, and I've been on some lovely holidays in the past, but there is nothing like a Scentsy incentive trip.
There's really not. So I'll talk through mine really briefly. So mine are very similar to Laura's. The only difference is I got to go to Switzerland. So when I first joined, as Laura said, didn't even know that there was an incentive. I think I knew by about 3 months in, but I didn't really understand what I needed to do to get it. And all I was doing, exactly as Laura said, was love the business, recruiting people, bringing in PRV, and just kept promoting. And the next thing you know was boom, I'd earned Mexico. And then boom, I'd earned Mexico for 2 people. And I was like, oh my God. I was teaching at the time and the kids were quite young, and Mike decided that he wasn't going to come. So yeah, I took my sister-in-law. So she was quite pleased. Then after that, I also earned Switzerland. And in the time that I earned Switzerland, I promoted to, I think, star director. So I ended up with a really big amount of promotion points. And I ended up in the top 100, which was absolutely freaking amazing. Being in the top 100 in the world, which when you don't even really know what you're doing, I was like, oh my God. But it wasn't just me that was in the top 100. One of my directors, Nick Wilson, she was also in the top 100. And so was Tanya. She's going to probably talk about that a bit when she comes on. She was also in the top 100. So all 3 of us got given a $10,000 spending budget. And we basically could spend that how we wanted over. So we flew first class. We upgraded. I didn't upgrade our room, but we went out for a really expensive meal. I took $2,000 of it back in cash and bought myself a Louis Vuitton purse at the airport. Honestly, it literally, I can see people, we got a private car that took us from the airport and back both ways. I'm trying to think what else we did.
I remember popping into Nick's house. Do you remember that morning? I popped in because I was delivering nearby, and I popped in and you were there with your laptops and you're going, I'm just booking this, I'm just booking this. And I was like, is this like real life? Like, are we actually asleep dreaming now?
We went up to, I can't think what it's called, something 3,000, and it's like the highest point. And unfortunately, it was really snowing, and there was like a little bridge that you could walk across, and we had afternoon tea up there and champagne, and it was like 1 minute we was in the clouds, the next minute we was laying around the pool. It was just insane. As well as staying in like one of the nicest hotels in Switzerland. Honestly, it was literally a dream come true. So after Switzerland, that's it, Glacier 3000. Nick, yes. So I keep saying Paul Wilson. Yeah, they gave $10,000 budget. Honestly, our mouths dropped when we were like, what are we going to spend this on? We were like, oh my God. It was insane. And then we went from there to New York to Bermuda. I earned that as well. And then I also earn Disney. Well, all of those, I will add, have all been for a minimum of 2 people. Disney, I actually earned for me, Mike, and one of the kids as well. So I've always aimed high. It's never just about getting myself on the trip. It's always been like, right, let's see if I can at least get my hubby on the trip. And let's see if we can, how many like points I can rack up. It's always like, I aim for the top. Aiming this time for obviously top, is it 75 or whatever they've done it as this time? Going for it. But anyway, over to you, Laura.
Okay, so it's funny actually, girls, you said about the first ones that you were, and you didn't really know anything that was going on. So the first for me not the first trip I earned, but the first incentive I was part of. I literally just joined. I think it came to an end like a month after I joined. And so Laura messaged me going, oh, you've earned a trip to SFR. And I was like, I don't know what SFR is, and I don't know what you're whatever. I literally have no idea what this is. And I kind of wish I knew a little bit more, because I was like, oh, if I'd realised, I totally would have. I mean, to be fair, I was like a month into it, so I don't know how much I could have really done in a month. But equally, I was like, oh, if I'd known, I wish I'd read more about it. Do you know what I mean? Because then I probably would have gone hell for leather. But yeah, so it would have been SFR would have been my first thing. So it would have been like level 1, I guess, of incentive. But then the first incentive I was kind of fully part of, fully there within the qualification period, was Canada. And it was the top 50 got to go to Canada. And I remember when it came out, and I remember phoning Laura going, I want to go to Canada. Like in my head a little bit, I was like, it's like the top 50 and that's going to be a bit of a stretch. I really want to go to Canada. Like it's not actually somewhere I'd ever thought of going before, but equally I thought there's never in this lifetime am I ever going to go to Canada. Like,
can we just add, there was only you and Claire Watson, in our region that earned that.
Yeah. And literally that 100% was the turning point of my business. And Pad will say this as well, it's probably the point where he was like, oh, like, okay, because we got to go obviously to Canada. Like the girl said, it's everything is paid for you, even to the point of you have money given to you for at the airport.
Yeah,
so you don't have to spend any of your own money to buy
glasses.
Food. I remember being like, they've given us money for food at the airport. I was like, okay, so it literally is, you will not be putting your hands in your pocket for anything. They provide absolutely everything. Where we stay, the Fairmont Express, unbeknown to me, is a very, very famous hotel. Like tourists outside in the morning taking pictures because it's the most luxurious hotel in Victorian Canada you can stay in. It was just like next level amazing, and I couldn't get my head around it. Like I think I've been with Scentsy about a year by this point, and I had hit director within that incentive. So I obviously started the incentive as superstar consultant. I hit director within that incentive. And yeah, like Lisa and Laura were saying, like they give you your room drops, which again was unbeknown to me. So I would come back from having our wonderful day out and there would be presents left in your room for you. It's just like ridiculous. And one of the things that always stuck in my head as well, we got to go whale watching, which is like a huge lifetime thing that I just think I'd never experience ever in my life. But when we went whale watching, unfortunately, we didn't actually get to see any, like they were all hiding away that day. And me and my husband had extended our trip by an extra day because we thought we're going all the way to Canada, let's extend it. And we decided, do you know what, let's try and go again to see one of these whales because we're never going to get this opportunity again. And when we went down to, everyone else had gone by this point, when we went down to say we want to go on again, it's quite an expensive thing to do. And I said, oh, we had come a few days ago with everyone from Scentsy, but we didn't see any. And they went, okay, don't worry, you haven't got to pay. You can get straight on a boat. I don't know if I told you this, Laura. And we didn't have to pay. They were like, you're with Scentsy people, that's fine. And so we got to go again, and we saw about 6 whales. It was the day we were leaving. We had like an hour spare before the airport, and they just let us go on free of charge because they knew we were with all the Scentsy people, and we got to see all these whales, which again is just like, it's something that sticks in my mind that I'll never ever experience again. It's just ridiculous. And then I the New York to Bermuda trip, and then the Disney trip as well, which I earned for me and the 3 kiddies. And obviously, like both the girls, we obviously didn't get to go on those trips, but you were given cash payouts if you couldn't go on those trips. So we were so looked after. Everyone that earned that trip would have had cash payouts from that. So yes, it's disappointing you didn't get to go on that, but then Scentsy have looked after us in every way, shape they can, and that just shows what goes into these trips. And that is why, which is what we're going to talk about, never sell yourself short and think that you can't get these trips, because trust me, once you've earned one of these trips, once I went to Canada, I was like, there is absolutely no way I will not earn another trip. Like, I don't care what it takes, I'm going to earn every single trip, because you'll never have a holiday like it in your life, ever. You just find that it's a money can't buy kind of experience.
100%. And before we kind of talk about the systems and the way to earn it, what you just said about like that was a bit of a game changer for Pad, like 100% for Dan as well. When we went to Mexico, I just saw a light bulb switch on inside him. And it's not just, you know, like from your partner's perspective, husband's perspective, it's the people that you meet.
That light bulb go on inside him while we were there as well. By the way. I'm just saying, I was like the third wheel in your relationship, but literally, when I see that light bulb go on, I'm not actually, it really did.
He did have a few little walks down the beach on his own, though, away from the girls sometimes, didn't he? It's a bit, and it's not just that kind of, you know, for the husbands and partners, the people that you meet on these trips, like you're meeting people that have been in Scentsy for like 20 years, and, you know, they've made it's indescribable. Like I'm sitting here in my house in Essex and it's amazing, and we all know how amazing Scentsy is, but when you're talking to people like, you know, American consultants, Canadian consultants, like, and they've been doing this for like 20 years and it's their whole life, it literally makes you think, oh, like, oh my God, like this is real, and these are just people. They're just people just like me and you. So if they can do it, why the hell can't we? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it is so special.
So Laura, did you want to start with like the mindset of it, because I think that's
Sorry, somebody's got in Mexico. When the light bulb went for Dan, didn't he think, oh yeah, he did, he went up to Orville and he shook his hand and he said thank you for the opportunity. So yeah, no, it was definitely amazing. Right, okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about, I have literally no notes in front of me, which like I said I plan to do, but I've been helping a teamie join the business. But it's fine, because this is literally a topic I can talk on all day every day, so I will try and read it in a little bit. So the first thing I need to say before we go any further is, if you want to earn this trip, like the girls have just said, the first thing you need to do before you look at any incentive tracker, any points, any numbers, anything else, is you need to decide you're going. Like, that's it. No, doesn't matter what rank you are, doesn't matter how long you've been in, doesn't matter. You need to make a decision and say, I am going on this trip. Just like we had a family holiday booked. That trip I'd booked, this is a quite funny story. That trip I'd booked to go to America, one, it's now when the incentive trip was, and two, it was also when SFR was, so I've had to change it anyway, because I'm such a wally, but it's now moved and I haven't earned the trip yet, but there is absolutely no way that I'm not going to earn it. And like, even when we were talking about like the dates we were going to move it to, Dan actually, he almost went to say, but you haven't, and he kind of stopped himself. He was like, yeah, no, you're going to earn the trip out here. I was like, yeah, I am. So that is how focused you have to be, because it's like anything with your business, with your life, if you want to do something, if you're telling yourself, I'm not going to do it because of X, Y, Z, I can't do it because I'm only a certified consultant, if you're going to start to, you know, your mind believes what you tell it. So you need to tell yourself, I am going. Find a picture of the Norwegian fort, stick it up in your house, on your fridge, put a screensaver of it on your phone. However, whatever works for you. If you're a visual person, print something off and tell yourself you are going. We're going to talk about, the girls are going to talk about in a minute, you know, the methods to do it, the numbers and stuff. But the mindset comes first. And it's things like, okay, so people will say, oh, I've just started. That is absolutely irrelevant, okay? Because when you look at the breakdown, okay, I'm not saying it's any easier for anybody to earn it, because it isn't. It's just as easy for anybody. But if you think about it logically, you get a whole chunk of points for hitting promotions. So think about it this way. If you're a certified consultant, an essential consultant, and you've just come into the business, you have every single promotion ahead of you, every single one. Superstar director, no promotions, no more promotions to hit. That's not a problem. We're still all going to earn it. But what I'm saying is, you have that as your, oh, well, I've not been in long enough, I don't know what I'm doing. You need to go, I'm going on that trip. I always use Gemma Webb as an example, and I know she won't mind. Gemma Webb came into that Mediterranean cruise incentive and as an essential consultant. She finished the cruise incentive as a director and went on the trip. Now, that is some going in 6 months, but she made a decision. She decided she was going, and that was it. So it all comes down to your mindset. It all comes down to you deciding, like anything in life, really. You either want it, and this is going to sound really like blunt and really brutal, but it's true. You either want it badly enough or you don't. Like, it's as simple as that. And if you're letting external influences or external thoughts impact, you know, your mind, then that's going to chip away at you. So you need to be stronger than that. You need to go, absolutely not. I am going all in. I feel like there's something else I was just going to say, and it's just going out my head. Yeah, so if you're new, like, you don't need to know everything about everything. You just need to be passionate and excited. And I feel like I'm going to go into another topic here, but I don't want to. But Yeah, so basically, you just need to decide. You need to get rid of all your excuses, basically. So apologies if you cover this again, girls, but it's what we were talking about earlier. So it's things like, you can say, oh, well, I've hit my promotion like out of the incentive period, so I've got no more promotions to. So I hit both star director and superstar director out of an incentive period, because I've actually heard people say before, like, oh, well, not that it's not fair, but like, oh, well, I can't earn that because I didn't, I've hit my promotion, or I can't do that, or I can't do that. It doesn't matter. Everybody's circumstance is unique, and you can't think like that. You have to think, right, this is my circumstance, what's going to work for me, and how am I going to get there? So I think really that's covered everything on mindset. Basically, you need to decide that you want to go, accept absolutely nothing less, make no excuses. I'm talking about excuses like externally or excuses with yourself. Decide you're going to go, make a plan, and absolutely go all in and just go for it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when we went to Switzerland, she doesn't do Scentsy now, and I've talked about this before.
Oh yeah.
One of my teamies, Deborah Bradley, she actually was a star consultant on the trip. She never went above star consultant, but she managed to still get on that boat as a star consultant. I'm going to show you a little bit of, and some of the girls, by the way, in the chat, some of the directors are saying, look, I did this as well. I came in, I did it within 6 months. I came in. So have a little read of what they're saying as well, because
definitely
there's some really good chat going on in there. But look, can you share my screen? Is that possible? So I'm going to talk to you more about like the plan, okay, like making a plan. I actually sat down this week and I said to Laura, I've made a plan. I rang her and I got really excited. I went, we can get on the boat easier than we realise. And she was like, oh my God, I don't think I can do it.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know how, when it goes to share screen, it's just mine.
Hold on, let me click on share screen. Host disable. Oh, can you make me the host then?
Yeah,
then
yeah.
Do it. So this is the next bit. It's about actually writing it down and making a plan. Actually looking. How many of you, put in the chat for me, how many of you have logged in, looked at the points that you need and gone, nah, I'm going to say it out loud. I'm going to say a swear word. Fuck that. I'm out. I'm not even bothering. How many of you have looked at that and gone, that's a lot of points. I'm not going to be able to do that. How many of you, because straight away, I know that there are some of you, look, it's guilty. Some of you have already said it, right? So I'm going to show you, we're going to talk through the points, and I'm also going to talk through, I've put together a little spreadsheet, but it's just to show you, I've done it based on me, and I know that my points are going to be very different to yours, but I'm hoping that this is going to change the way that you're looking at it and the way you're looking at things. So hopefully you can see this. So can you see, Laura, that I've got Workstation up and an Excel spreadsheet? Is that, oh, hold on, I need to actually share my screen, don't I? That one. I'm gonna share it there. Right, can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, give me 2 seconds. Let me just log in to Workstation. Right. Okay, so when you go onto the incentive, if you've not been on there and you've not looked at this, this is like the starting point that you need to actually look at. Straight away, it gives you like a tracker on where you can actually track your progress. Now, some of you are probably looking and thinking, oh my God, your points are huge already. I earn 3,000 points, which I didn't realize until tonight are actually sponsoring points from the keep going incentive, where I got, I think it was level 2, and I think every level got some points, but I hit the top level. So that gave me 3,000 points, which actually has given me my level 1 sponsoring points already. So I'm really lucky, but I'm not lucky because what that means is I have continually worked my business, which has given me those 3,000 sponsoring points. I didn't stop sponsoring. I didn't stop working with my team, and I didn't stop recruiting just because there was no boat to get on or no plane to get on. Okay. I'm not entirely driven. I've always said this. I'm driven more by money than I am by incentive trips. For me, it's always been about being able to not have to work and be able, that's where my why is, in the not having to work. But I know some people, this is what will trigger some people. A lot of people will be like, no, that's my bag. It's all about the incentive points. So this is your tracker. So this is what you want to be looking at. Obviously, level 1 is going to get you on SFR. Level 2 is going to get you on the boat. Level 3 is going to get you on the boat with a friend or a family member, not another Scentsy consultant. I will just add that there. Now, you get points for all of these different things that are here. The how to earn gives you a breakdown of all of those different points, like what you're going to get points for. So for every PRV you put in, you get 1 point. So whether that's 2,000, 3,000, 6,000, 200, 900, whatever, you will get 1 point for those PRVs. If you are consistent over 5 months of getting over 1,000 PRV, you actually get 2,500 points just for consistency. You will get 1,000 to 10,000 if you personally promote. So as you can see, we've already hit Superstar Director, so those 10,000 points we can't get. But you guys that are on here, every single one of you, if you are a star consultant, you can promote Superstar and bag yourself 3,000. You then could promote to Director and give bag an extra 5,000. That's 8,000 points that you're going to get just for 2 promotions there. So you can see where the promotions personally become quite important. You get activity bonus. So if you're paid at rank or paid at your title. So we've talked about this before, that if you're a lead consultant, you want to be being paid at title, not just because you obviously you get paid at title, but now you're going to get points for every time you're actually paid at title. So that's something to think about. 250 points for anybody you sponsored before the incentive started that actually works and promotes. 1,000 points for anybody you sponsored from now, so August going forward, and they certify or they go to lead. I'm going quick, but this is because you guys are going to read all of this. And then you can get another 1,000 points for every frontline who promotes to lead all the way up to director now. Now, you never used to get points for superstar, consultant or director, so that's changed, which is amazing because it means that you're going to get leadership points for the people further up. Now, if you scroll down, it gives you a breakdown of like how to work out what, basically, which is brilliant. So you can actually look at this, and this is what we want you to do. After this Zoom, maybe not tonight, maybe when you've got a fresh head tomorrow, we want you to sit down and start to look at the points. Now, I've actually put together a spreadsheet, which is going to help you, which is going to show you, for us, this is based obviously as superstar directors. But, so you've got all of your months and you've got your PRV. So I've set myself a goal of 2,500 PRV for every month minimum, which would give me 17,500 points going forward. That's before I've even sponsored anybody. That's before I've worked with anybody. That's before I've done any of the above. Hold on, Tan's just text saying they're ready when we're ready. I knew she was going to say she was ready when we was in the middle of doing this. Right, I'll put a pin in this and I'm going to come back because I know they've only got a short space of time. Oh, hold on. I think I'm now the
you're the host now, Liz.
I don't, bear with me. Let me just stop sharing. Where are you, Tan?
I'm here. We're here.
Where are you? I love it.
Right in the middle of like,
Hello, sorry, I know you was like right in the flow and we was like admiring all your charts everywhere. But we've had a nightmare trying to get in this restaurant tonight, so we're like, right, we're going to jump on now while we can.
Dump the kids. Where are you? I can't even see you.
There they are.
Green, and there you go. Right.
I love it. Live from Lanzarote. See, work from anywhere.
Right, go for it, girls. Over to you guys, and then we'll go back.
Oh, they're muted, hun.
They're muted.
Oh, Tan, you need to unmute.
Wasn't. I'm mute. That was weird. I clicked that already. Right. Could you hear us a minute ago or not?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, we just literally just wanted to jump on just quickly and just come and say to all of you that.
You've clicked unmute. Mute.
No, it's doing it for some reason. I don't know why it's doing it.
I think, Lisa, because it's mute all, isn't it? Unless
I haven't touched that though.
Oh. No.
Go for it. Go
right,
talk.
Let me know if it does it again. So I just wanted to come on quickly and just talk about an incentive that I earned when I was a newbie. So if any of you are new or you haven't got a very big team or you're thinking it's something that you think is impossible, it's not. I joined in the June of 2018 and then the new incentive started on, I think it was the 1st of August, I think it was, for an incentive trip to Switzerland. But there was also 2 other incentive trips, which was to Marco Island in Florida and somewhere in New Zealand. I can't remember where. And at the time, there was an opportunity to be in the top 100. And that would be that you could then choose wherever you wanted to go. Anyway, earned level 3 of the incentive, was a little bit unsure at how I'd done it at the time, just purely because I was brand new. I wasn't really too sure how an incentive worked, but it obviously came from growing my team, and quite quickly obviously promoting. So anybody that's new and thinks that they can't do it, is actually, you've got such an opportunity to be able to grab this with both hands and just run with it. I ended up earning the top 100 consultants in the world, and I took Marco Island as my trip. And I didn't realise at the time, but they gave us a $10,000 expenditure, and we could spend that on whatever we wanted as long as it linked in with Marco Island. So Matt and I flew first class to New York, had the absolute best time ever. And then we flew on to Marco Island, and that was just absolutely unreal. And that, without a doubt, changed my business, because it put my frame of mind I want to earn every incentive trip that is possible, because there is no trip like a Scentsy trip. It is Scentsy lay on absolutely everything, to even like breakfast, how amazing breakfast is, and all the excursions, and even just meeting the people. Obviously, I met a lot of the American consultants, and it was just so nice putting names to faces. Or actually, I didn't really even know anybody then. I didn't even really know who Heidi and Orville were. And it literally was the best time of my life. And ever since then, I've earned all of the incentive trips, but haven't been able to go on them because of COVID. But I will definitely be grabbing this with everything I can and going for it, because the incentive trips are literally just the best. So I just wanted to come on and just say, if you're new and you're thinking, how am I going to do this? I don't really know nothing about Scentsy. You don't need to. You've just literally just got to run at it with everything that you've got.
Yeah. So Tanya's pretty much covered everything I wanted to say in regards to like wanting it. That's what we've obviously from the 1st of August, we're just like, we want the next incentive. And I know Lisa's about to jump into it probably, or I've missed it, but you need to make a plan. You need to look at how to get the points, write everything down. So I'm not going to do it on holiday, because I know I'll get completely consumed by it, but I'm going to, as soon as I get home, I'm going to write down where I know I can get points from. I'm going to look at my team. I'm going to look at what I want to do myself. It's all about growth always in this business. So you want to be trying to recruit, sponsor, new team is in, and honestly, you just need to look at where those points can come from and go for it. The next few months are going to be mad, and they're going to be fun, and it's enjoyable earning an incentive. It makes it for me. And as Tanya said, she went to Florida, we went to Switzerland, and it was the most beautiful hotel. I would never ever be able to stay somewhere so, it was 5 class, it was on the what do you even call it, right on the water, looking out over the mountains, looking over Lake Geneva. Me and James would never have spent that money on ourselves to go somewhere like that, and we earned that. I earned for me and my husband, and it was all expenses paid by Scentsy, and that actually changed it for James as well. I think seeing what I'd earned for me and him to go to Switzerland, it changed his whole sort of outlook on Scentsy, and that made it easier for me to run my business. So if you've got a partner and they don't completely believe in you, earn that incentive trip and prove to them how special this business is, because honestly, it completely changed it for me, and I want every single incentive. And it's not easy. I'm not going to say it's completely easy, because I didn't actually earn the last incentive at all, but I want this one, and I am working my butt off for it 100%. So I know the girls are going to go into that for you and with you how to earn it, but yeah, I'm just here to say go for it basically.
I just want to say one more thing and then we'll go. But if you've got teamies as well, obviously it is about you getting on that incentive trip, but it's also about getting your teamies on that incentive trip. Once your teamies go on an incentive trip, it will be a game changer for them too. And it's just
definitely.
Oh, bloody thing. It's when I touch
right, you're back.
So that's it. That's all we wanted to come on and say, is just you got to go for it with everything you got. It's so nice to see your faces as well. Miss your faces.
You've got that lovely little like holiday red nose thing going on. I love it.
Sunglasses, Mark.
Well, thanks for making us all like have a bit of FOMO over there with your sea background and where you're at for dinner. Business from anywhere though.
Never go out Scentsy naked.
Yeah, look,
I love it.
There's no way that goes with your outfit, Claire.
No, I know.
I love it.
I to change my bag.
Scentsy through and through that one. I love it. Love it. Oh, brilliant.
Thanks, girls. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Bye. Right, I can see a few comments that are coming in about getting teamies. We are going to cover that. It is.
Sorry, go on. Can I just say one thing? And it's when Tanya said about like getting your teamies on there, something that literally just like struck a light bulb in my brain was when we went to Mexico. There was me, like on our little sunbeds that we used to get in the morning. There was me, Lace, Dan, and Carly, and then Wendy Newgas. So I'm sure you all know who Wendy Newgas is now. She's an American superstar actor that's been doing this for 13 years, and she's absolutely amazing. And she was literally like over by one of the poles, and it was like, you know, like American spring break, and it was literally like her and like her crib, and there were all these people around, and they're like, woohoo, Wendy. And we said that we were like, oh my god, like how amazing is this? Like we were there just like the four of us, and then we were like, oh my god, imagine coming back and then you've got all your team with you and how amazing that will be. Now by the time we earned the American New York to Bermuda, that's what happened. Like if that trip would have happened, we would have all had so many of our team members with us, and that was obviously a little bit disappointing about COVID. But just think about that. When we go back now, it's going to be so many of us, and it's going to be amazing, and we're going to be like Wendy in our bikini, like this. She's just amazing. Maybe we'll be like that.
But a little bit chilly.
But, you know, it was lovely because it's exactly like Tan just said. It is about you, and there's nothing wrong with saying you want to earn it to experience it for yourself, but having your teamies there and experiencing it all together, just like we all experienced with SFR, it is just nothing like it. So that's why it's not about, I think you're probably going to touch on this in a minute, but it's not like, I need to sponsor people so I can just do this for me. It is, obviously, there's nothing wrong with saying that, but it's for them. It's for everybody. Like, everybody wins. There is just nothing like it. Anyway, I'll stop talking.
I think that's a really important point, because a lot of people always say when we do these incentives, oh, I feel really bad, though. You know, if I'm trying to help my teammates promote certified, and I'm like, why? You're going to get points because you've helped them promote. They're going to get points. And they're going to get a pay rise. Everybody wins.
Everyone's a winner.
Yeah. I'm going to touch on that a little bit with this. Sorry, back to my charts.
Back to your chart.
Hold on, let me just share my screen again. Let me just do this. Right, okay. So, just move that over there. That's it. Hopefully, shall I make this a little bit bigger? Right, so I've talked about the points that you can get. Now, I put this together, and some people might completely switch off because it's a spreadsheet. But this is how I planned it on paper, and then I wanted to put it on something so you could actually see it tonight. So these are my 6 months. I'm going to be aiming to get 2,500 PRV. Now, if you are somebody that gets roughly, you want at least a minimum of 1,000 PRV every single month. Why? Because you get consistency points of 2,500. So realistically, you want 1,000 in those boxes, no matter what. And if you've never done 1,000 PRV before, it's okay. This is the month that you're going to do 1,000 PRV, because you're going to tell yourself that. You're going to set that mindset, and you're going to decide, right, I'm going to go out there, and we'll give you some tips. But as you can see, you need PRV. That's going to give me 17,500 points before I've, worked with my team, sponsored anybody, done anything. Now, as a superstar director, I get 2,500 points if I get paid at my title. So to be a superstar director, you need 80,000 group volume, you need 3 active frontline, I need a minimum of 500 PRV, and I need my team outside of all my directors to bring in a minimum of 10,000. If I do that comfortably every month, that's going to give me 2,500 points. So if you're, for example, you're a star consultant, then you will get, a star consultant, and you get paid at title, you're going to get 300 points for every single month that you get paid. If you suddenly promote to superstar, then you're going to get 500 points for every month that you're paid at that particular title. But it's whatever rank you're paid at. So if you are a superstar, but you get paid at lead, for example, they're the points that you will get. That's what will accumulate. So you can see now I'm at 1,700, 1,750. then that's going to leave me short. It's going to give me 35,000 points, but I'm still going to be short on my sponsoring points, because even with my 3,000 points, if I didn't have those, I would need to at least have sponsored 4 people and help them to get certified to be able to get my points that I need for my 3,000, sorry, for level 1. It's 3,000 for level 1. I think it's 4,000 for level 2, and I think 6,000 for level 3.
8,000 for level 3.
8,000 for level 3, so it's a little bit more. So I've set this out based on the fact that I want to get level 3. So therefore, I've now worked out, but I've taken that off of the total. So my total there is I need 45,000. And basically, I need to sponsor 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, seven people, and they need to all certify or above. Okay, to get those sponsoring points. Sponsoring points, where else do they also come from?
They get from people promoting, don't they? So people in your team promote,
people in your team promote, they also class as sponsoring points. So this is why you need to be helping your team as well to promote. Now, I've obviously done this based on me as a superstar director, and some of you are probably thinking, well, I'm only certified, so how am I going to get there? It's simple. You're going to look at what you need for a lead consultant, which is to sponsor somebody and to bring in a minimum of 500 PRV and to get your GWV of 1,000. And then you're going to get paid as a lead consultant, and you're going to get your sponsoring points, and you're going to get promotion points, and your team you would have certified. So your team is also going to get points, which is going to help you get points. That's how it works. These incentives are set really, really simply. I'm just going to stop sharing because I know that that can be quite off-putting. These incentives are built in a way where you get points for PRV and sponsoring and working with your team member. Okay? They are the only 3 things that you need to be doing. If you are spending all of your time making samples, and this is like the brutal side of me coming out, right? If you're spending hours and hours and hours making pretty flyers and they look amazing, but it's taking you 3 hours, that is not going to be bringing you in PRV. It's not going to be bringing you in team members, and it's not going to be working with your team member. It's not going to be helping your team member to promote. I didn't do any of that in the 6 months that I earned Mexico. And I'm sure Laura would say, well, I didn't do any of that either. I literally went out, I partied, which we can now do. I partied, that brought me in high PRV. At those parties, I met new people. I met new people that I had conversations with and said, look, do you want to join? If I look at my directors, for example, that are on the call now, so you look at them. Nick Wilson came from a party. I had a party. She was then attracted to what I was doing. She joined. She became a rock star. I got points from Nick hitting promotions and then I promoted in turn. Tan, when she joined, that she actually had a party. Her party ended up being so big, she joined, and then I got points off of the back of her as well. She went on to hit director. I got points off of the back of that. But I helped her to get there. I helped her to do those things. So this business and the incentives are literally set up to make you hit those. Like if you work your business how we're supposed to, you will hit the incentives. That's the simplicity of it. When we did Simple Steps to Success, we literally taught you to get PRV, we taught you to recruit, and we taught you to work with your teamies. And they're the only 3 things that you need to be doing. If you're doing loads of other stuff and all these other things are wasting your time, stop doing them now and work on those 3 things. That is all you need to do. All you need to do. And you will hit these incentives.
Definitely. And just to kind of, sorry, Lara, go on.
No, go on.
No, I was just going to say, exactly as Lisa said, like, I know the whole purpose of this call this evening is to talk about earning an incentive, but you have to go into it and think about this. Earning the incentive is amazing. There's no 2 ways about it. But what will happen if you earn the incentive, take the incentive away for a minute, you have had huge growth in your business, which will give you longevity, and it will be like it's gonna make sure you're around in 2 or 3 years' time. You've grown a business that's then growing and that's then growing and that's then growing. So yes, the incentives are amazing, But for example, say you can't go on the incentive for some reason. If you've got, I had a conversation with a team about this today, you know, she's, because of her personal circumstances, even if she earned the trip, she wouldn't be able to go on it at the moment. But she's like, I'm going to go all in, because if I earn it, you know, I'm still going to have had like massive growth in my business. And that's like the mindset that you need to have about it, because these things are structured because of, you know, I've heard people say in the past, like, oh, well, it's, I don't want to use the term, it's not fair, but people do say it's not fair because it's all about sponsoring, or it's all about this, or it's all about this. It's not. It's about the compensation plan. It's about the business, and it's about helping you grow and be a strong Scentsy consultant. So the incentive's amazing, but everything is put in place. Because think about what Lisa just said. If you get them 7 people and they all get to certified, that's 7 people towards annual mentor as well next year. Just think, it's all interlinked. So yeah, it's put in place to help you grow your business. Anyway, sorry, log on.
I've got one last thing I just want to add on that. At the bottom, where I was just saying, guys, you know, like where I was saying, like, you might be a certified consultant, for example, or a lead consultant. It gives you an actual breakdown of exactly what you need to do right here. Yes, it's based on 2,000 PRV, which some of you might be looking at already and going, I don't know if I can do that. But again, it's mindset. When I wanted to do, and when I wanted to hit annual sales, 3,900 PRV, which I've never done since. I set my mind to it and decided I was going to do it. And it literally, I was like a dog with a bone, wasn't I, girls? I literally was like a dog with a bone. And exactly as Laura just said, we're literally, this is setting you up to have like the best possible business. It's not just about the incentives. It's about like all the other things that comes with it. Go on, Laura.
100%. I was going to say, I mean, I might echo a lot of what the girls have said, but actually on that point that they were just saying about seeing that, and it's saying 2,000 PRV per month. I know I've spoken to a lot of girls in my team and they've gone, well, I never hit 2,000 PRV a month. And literally, just as Lisa said, if you tell yourself that you can't, then you're never, ever, ever, ever going to do it. Like, it's as simple as that. If you look at that and go, well, I only hit 500 PRV a month, so I'm never going to hit that 1,000 or that 1,500 and that 2,000, then you won't. And actually, if you just flip your mind to saying that you can do it, and look at the bigger picture of what you can achieve when you do it, then that suddenly becomes your why of why you're going to work for that 2,000 PRV or that 1,000 PRV every single month. For example, last month, I'm somebody that always aims for 2,000 PRV. And actually last month, it was the day before the end of the month, and I wasn't there. And I went live with my team and went, do you know what, actually I'm really annoyed with myself because I haven't tried hard enough this month. Like, I hold my hands up, and I was really honest with everyone in my team. I said, I haven't tried hard enough. And I went, but I'll be damned if tonight I don't put in, or at least try to put in a decent amount of PRV. And the end of the month, in the morning, I had 0 orders to go in. I had nothing more to go in. And I finished that night by putting in a 500 PRV order, because I decided that morning that I wanted to go out. And I know people go, well, yeah, but I can't do that. That's what I would do in a whole month. You can do it. You just need to set your mind to doing it. And I did, like, I was messaging every single person. And even if they had bought wax with me 2 weeks before, I was messaging them, because the worst they're going to say is, no, I bought wax 2 weeks ago. Okay, cool, no worries, I'll catch up with you next month. Like, that's it. And so the mindset of the PRV, for one, is something you need to get your head around, because there's those consistency points, which are a huge, huge thing. And I know there's girls in my team that say there's been incentives that have been and gone and they've kicked themselves, because they're like, you know what, if I'd actually just put in an extra couple of hundred PRV each month, that would have given me 2,500 extra points. And when it comes to that last month of earning that incentive, that 2,500 points can make such a difference. So you've got to set your sights on getting that as a minimum. As a bare minimum, you need to set your sights on getting that. When it comes to sponsoring, and I'm going to talk, because I know we said that a big thing within earning incentive is sponsoring, and I'm going to really briefly talk about it. But I know a lot of people, probably when Lisa went through that spreadsheet, when 7 people, I can't sponsor 7 people in 6 months. But actually, the whole point of this business, if you're wanting to achieve incentives and you're wanting to reach director, star director, superstar director, wherever it is you want to go to, it's not just about selling a product. It's about sharing an opportunity. That is what this business is. We're in network marketing. We are marketing this business to join people into this with us. And I think if you flip the switch and stop thinking, oh, I feel a bit icky about asking loads of people. I don't feel icky about asking people, because yes, it's going to benefit me, which is wonderful, but actually I know I love what I do. I know I get to be at home with the kids every single day. I know that I've made amazing friends and I earn money I could only have ever dreamed of. So why wouldn't I want to tell people about it? Like, why wouldn't I? I don't worry about someone going, no, because I think, well, you're crazy because this is incredible. So that's the mindset I have when I ask somebody about it. And sponsoring 7 people in 6 months, I mean, I think everybody should set themselves a target of sponsoring a minimum of 1 person per month anyway. Incentive or no incentive, that's what you should be aiming for, because we all set our targets of, I want to do whatever it is, 1,000 PRV, 1,500, 2,000. We set that PRV target, but how many of you hand on heart can say you set yourself a sponsoring target? I do every month. And do I hit it every month? No, not necessarily, but I set my goal every month, and my goal is a minimum of 2 people per month. Some months I do it, other months I don't. But I know I set myself that goal. I'm not just going to plod along and assume I'm going to achieve these things if I'm not actually going to set that goal. So like the girls have said, I have already sat down and I have gone, right, this is the PRV I need to do every month. This is the points that I'll get from that. This is the points that I'll get from being paid at title. And then these are the points of working with my team sponsoring, because it's, yes, sponsoring is a huge thing, but as the girls again have said, it's working with your team. So I've looked and I've gone, do you know what? I know that this person is currently lead and they can get to star. I know this person is certified and they can get to lead. And I'm not just doing it to benefit myself. I know that when they achieve those things, they're going to get those points as well. So again, flip your mind on that and don't think, oh, I don't really want to message my lead consultant and say, come on, let's get you to star, because she might think I'm just doing it to benefit me. No, you're not. You're doing it to benefit both of you, because she's going to then promote, she's going to get the points, she's going to be getting paid more money, and you're also going to be getting the points. You are benefiting both of you. So don't feel awkward about having that conversation with somebody. That is the point of this business. The point of this business is to help people to achieve their goals. And their goal is going to be to get on that boat, just the same as our objective is to get on that boat as well. When it comes to sponsoring, because I know everyone's probably thinking, well, that's great, you're telling us to sponsor, but how do we go about sponsoring? I had done a live with my team about this, and I was like, right, the magic formula. And they're like, yeah. I was like, the magic formula is you just ask. Literally, that's the magic formula. You just need to ask enough people. I asked 5 people yesterday, 5 people, if they wanted to join my team. Did 5 of them come back and join? No, but I asked them. And am I then thinking, oh, I don't want to ask them again? No, I'm 100% going to ask them again, because there are so many people that I have in my team. If Lucy is watching this, Lucy will be testament that I must have, no joke, asked her about 50 times to join my team. Wendy Howell, who most of you know, I asked her an obscene amount of times to join my team. Like, there is nothing wrong with, until somebody says, go away, leave me alone, then I will ask them to join my team, because I know that they're going to love it when they join. You just need to ask enough people. If you're asking 1 person a week, that's not enough. You need to have that conversation and think about, we have the thing of sell, host, join. Flip it around. I know we said this before, and think about it as join, host, sell. Your PRV is very important, but you want to be sharing the opportunity just as much as you're sharing the products, like 100%. And now we're getting into the busiest season and we can go out and party. This is the golden opportunity to join people to your team. 100%. This is the biggest time that you're going to have to join people to your team, because if you're booking parties and you're getting out there and you're partying, you are opening up to meeting so many new people who you wouldn't have had the opportunity to meet. So last year when I was doing loads of online parties, I recruited so many people because I was able to speak to people who lived miles away that I never would have had an opportunity to meet. And I was able to then speak to those people about joining. And when I get back out and party, I'm going to have that opportunity again. So once you're in the mind frame of feeling comfortable with asking, if you're partying and you're feeling comfortable with asking, then that is the opportunity where you're going to have loads and loads of people that you can open that opportunity up to. But you've got to flip that switch in your mind beforehand, because if you feel awkward asking, they're going to be thinking, well, she doesn't seem overly confident about this opportunity because she clearly is awkward in asking me. I've literally, just before we came on this Zoom, I had a customer messaging me about a VIP box, and she said, I absolutely love the VIP box. She was like, do you know what? I don't know why more people don't sell it around here, because I bloody love Scentsy. So I'm like, perfect. And I've asked her before, I've asked her, no joke, about 5 times, but this is the first time she said that. So I was like, why don't you just join? Literally, that was my message. Why don't you just join? And that has led on to us having a conversation. And she's like, do you know what? I'm going to talk to hubby. I'll get back to you later on tonight. I've asked her so many times, and I could have thought, oh, we've had this conversation before, so I'm not going to do it again. But no, like, just ask, like, why not? And do you know what? As well as asking people, I know you've probably had so many trainings on attraction marketing, but use it when you're wanting to sponsor people. Don't just put a join post up going, oh, look at this kit, message me for details. Like, make it interesting. Laura and Lisa, actually, people that follow them on Instagram, even I've been watching some of their stories recently. I'm like, yes, I want to press DM me for more info. Like, some of the stuff they're putting up, I'm like, yes. And it's just so true, and just really simple stuff about what this opportunity allows you to do. That's what you're selling to people. You're selling to people the lifestyle and the opportunity. You're not selling a kit. You're selling the opportunity of what this can bring to them. So show them what it brings to you. Put on your stories on your Instagram what you're doing with your kids that day. Put on your stories about, like Laura put up there, about her garden that's just been finished, or a holiday that you've just booked. Obviously, remember the income disclosure, but put those things and show people what Scentsy's done for you, because people will scroll on past a picture of a kit. They'll be nosy when you've put up a picture of you on your holiday or on another incentive trip or something you've just bought. People are nosy and they're like, oh, I wonder how she's done this, how she's done that. And then they read on and they're like, I want in on that lifestyle. That's so much more attractive than just a general join post. But I promise you, if you have that mindset and you stop feeling awkward about asking and think what it can do for them, that's when you feel more comfortable with asking. And if you're asking enough people, I promise you that those joiners will come. And I know so many people have said to me before, I've asked so many people, no one wants to join. But you know what? Find some more people to ask. If you're just asking the same people and they're continually saying no, then just like when you need more PRV, you have to go out and find new customers. Go out and find those new customers and ask them to join. That's what we're in. It's network marketing. You're going to get customers and they hopefully will turn into your teamies. If they do turn into your teamies, they might take all these customers that you've been selling to. So then you've got to find a whole heap of new customers. That's what network marketing is. And if you're not continually networking, then we're not doing the business correctly. Do you know what I mean? So if the people you've asked time and time again have said, no, I really don't want to join, then you go out there and you party and you get your borrow bag out and you find new people to ask. Yeah. And then once you've got into that mindset and you see you're joining those people and you're encouraging your team to sponsor people, they're promoting, you've got new joiners, those points rack up so quickly. And when you see them going up, that's when you go, hold on a minute, actually, I can do this. Write that plan of what you need to do, like we have all done. Write how many people you would like to sponsor. Write who in your team could promote. Write how much PRV you're going to get. Write it all down. And because I know when I wrote it down, I was like, oh, that's actually a lot of points. Like, this is definitely achievable. When you see the big number, you think, I haven't got a chance. When you break it down, you go, actually, this is within my reach. So every single person tonight, when they come off the Zoom, if you haven't already done it, do it. Write down what points you need and how you're going to break it down to get them. Sorry, I feel like I went a bit...
No, 100%. It's good. And obviously we're mindful, we don't want to keep it long and long, but I am going to do a quick 5 minutes on attraction marketing because there were so many things as you were saying it. I was like, I want to say this, I want to say this. Okay, so this. Right. So the first thing I need to say is, I feel I want to say this. I'm sure going, right, okay, so there's loads of things going on in the chat as well that Lisa's responding to as well. But when we say about sharing the opportunity and sharing who you are and sharing your life, yes, today I have shared about and it is beautiful. There's, honestly, I keep looking out my garden going, oh my God, I can't believe it's mine. And I am so thankful for every single blessing that Scentsy has brought into my world. But that's 4.5 years later, 2.5 years with the previous network marketing company. So that's nearly 7 years into me doing this industry. Do you know what I used to share about? This is going to make me emotional, I know it is. Do you know what I used to share about in the early days? I used to share about that I'd earned enough money that I didn't have to put my food shopping on a credit card that month. I used to share about the fact that I was able to go and buy my kids some school shoes. You know, that's what I used to share about because that was my life at the time. Yes, I'm sharing these big, extravagant, amazing things now, which I literally And I know people probably think, oh, she's proper cheesy, but I literally pinch myself sometimes. And me and Dan stood out there today and we went, do you remember when King's Farm was the road we bought our first house on? We went, do you remember when we used to stand in the house, the first house we ever bought that was bought in 1963 and had never ever been touched? And we used to look at the beautiful garden there and go, this garden could be amazing, but we literally didn't have 2 pennies to rub together. And we were like, imagine how amazing this could be, like if we could do it, and we never had the money to do it. And I stood there today and I was like, this is literally there because of Scentsy. So you just share, don't overcomplicate what's on your mind. Share what Scentsy's doing for you. And I put a post in my team group today, and I know Lisa's done the same, and I'm sure Laura's done the same. I'm going to put a document together that we can all share, because people relate to people and people relate to why. So what I'm saying is, yes, sometimes it's going to be the bigger, and feel free to share. Like, I sometimes share other people's success stories because they inspire me. So I know they're also going to inspire other people. So feel free to share any of our stuff. But what's going to make people drawn to you is what is important to you and what Scentsy's done for you, because there are going to be other people who are experiencing the same things. I've got no shame in saying, when I joined network marketing, we had considered bankruptcy. We were broke. I am talking, we had no money. We paid our rent. We were up to our eyeballs in debt. And this is why I get so passionate about it, because when people say, oh, I don't want to ask people about joining, if you could walk up to somebody and go, right, you're on the verge of being bankrupt, do you want to earn 20 grand a month and pay off all your debt and be able to go on holiday whenever you want and literally live a life of utter freedom and on your own time? Because that's what this industry can do. And that is absolutely, and I'm sorry I don't swear, but that is no bullshit, absolute God's honest truth. And that is what you are offering to people. Or you're offering to people to come off their antidepressants or do something for them or step outside of their comfort zone or make new friends, because these are all real things from real people that are in our teams. So why would you not offer that to people? Like, you are literally offering the best thing in the world. Like, there is nothing like this. And that is why you need to get out of your mindset about feeling weird about us. Like, why wouldn't you? Honestly. So anyway, keep it real.
Actually, Laura, sorry to interrupt you. When you say that as well about people and what it can do for people, I think it's really important when you are sharing the opportunity. Like this lady that I've spoken to tonight, her first thing was, I'm so shy though. I couldn't do what you do because I'm so shy. And I replied to her and said, honestly, no joke, anyone that knows me from years ago, I was the shyest person. I would have phoned an appointment with the doctors. I used to get Pad to do it, my husband to do it for me. I would have phoned the doctor. Like, how ridiculous. I would have phoned them. I was like, no, you phone. I wouldn't phone to book an appointment for anything. I was so shy. And I said that to her. And that's why it's relatable to her, because I went, oh my God, I said, I was the shyest person in the world. And that is something that Scentsy has done for me. It's given me a confidence that I've never had in my life. And that, I think, is probably why she went, oh, because she sees me being live and talking and acting like this confident person. And she's like, well, she said she was really shy a couple of years ago. And maybe that's what Scentsy's done for her. And maybe actually she wants something to help her, give her confidence. So if you are speaking to people about the opportunity, find out what it is they want from joining Scentsy. Because then you can go, well, actually, this is what it can offer you. If it's because they need more money, it can offer that. If it's because it's to build their confidence, it can offer that. If it's because they want new friends, it can offer that. If they want to just be able to spend a bit more time with their kids, it can offer that. Like, find out what it is they want, because no doubt Scentsy can probably offer it.
You can also cater your marketing. Sorry, Laura. You can also cater your marketing to those individuals, because when I know that I've got someone that I'm like, I want her to join, I make my posts literally speak to that person. I don't care about everybody else. I'm just speaking to that one individual, and then it might actually hit 3 others, and I don't even realise, with that one post. So you've got to definitely know you've got to know your audience. You've got to know your audience, know your customers.
100%. And that's why when we talk about being authentic and like sharing from your heart, don't think, and this is 100% what I used to do in the early days. I used to go to write my stuff, and when I was talking to people, and I used to think, I need to sound like a network marketer. You don't. You need to sound like you, and then the right people. And that is another reason why, we've said it before, it is irrelevant how many Scentsy consultants are around you if you want to grow your organization. It doesn't matter, because there is only one of you in this world. And when you are yourself and you share from your heart, you are going to draw people to you. And that's why it doesn't matter if you've got 50 other people in your town, because they're going to draw the right people to them. So anyway, I'm going to stop talking because I feel we'll be here till 11 o'clock.
I literally feel like we could talk to about 11 o'clock on this, though. It just makes me go, oh my God.
I am going to add a couple of recruiting tips, honestly, because to be fair, we didn't start till 9:20 anyway. So I know it feels late, but we didn't start till late. So just a couple of things I'm going to come at you with some practical stuff, because I think I always do. I just can't help it. It's all about practicality.
This is why we all gel so well together.
Yeah. We all work so differently, but we're all so similar. It's so funny, like listening to you. I'm like, oh my God, we're so similar. Like when we don't plan anything. I reckon our diaries are very similar. Okay, so one of the things that I've got for you, these are just a couple of tips that work for me. I make sure that every £245 order, I literally do not close that order unless I've got a party. Scentsy is all about three things: simplicity, generosity, and authenticity. Giving more than you take, being generous, okay? Some people think I'm mad for it, but every single kit I offer out to my teamies, I always offer them the opportunity to join for £25. If I've got a massive load of credits sitting there, I offer it for free. It literally is as simple as that. I give away free kits, and there is nothing wrong. And there are people out there that do not agree with it, and there are SSDs out there that think it is wrong, that people should only sign up on an £85 kit. But Scentsy put it there for a reason. You need to use it. It basically is your join kit. That is your join opportunity. That is your special on a join, your join special every single month. So if you've got that opportunity to discount the kit by giving away your free credit, and you can't offer that publicly, we'll just say that, you can only do it by inbox. It just sometimes will be that, you know what, I say it all the time, you can join for 25 quid. If it's not for you, you walk away. That 25 quid kit is yours to keep. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to come to no meetings. And literally there is zero pressure. Those are some of the key words that go in my join messages. Zero pressure. You can walk away. If it doesn't work for you, it's going to cost you 25 quid. And I honestly think it's those key words that make people say yes, because when they're hearing that they can walk away from it, we don't want them to walk away. I've said those things to loads of people, and actually they're putting in active orders, they're turning up to trainings, they're trying to promote, they're trying to get teamies, they're trying to get parties. But it's just the truth in it. I make sure that it's zero pressure. People need to know that. You're going to have the rockstar though, that says, I want to get to director. As the girl said, ask as many people as you possibly can. If you can go down your customer list and there are people you haven't asked because you're frightened to lose them as a customer, you need to literally give your head a wobble and you need to go and ask them. Because we've all got those customers. I said it to Laura last week. I went, I've got this customer. She spends loads of money with me. I actually think she'd be really good. She brings me loads of customers. She keeps saying no. And she went, we just need to keep asking her then. And I was like, yeah, you're right. And I actually was like, yeah, you're right. I needed literally someone to say it to me. And do you know what? If I lost her as a customer and I lost that 200 quid or 150 quid in orders, it means that I need to go and replenish those customers. I've got to go and get off my ass, and I've got to find new customers, whether I like it or not. Whether that's partying, sample packs, borrow a bag, however you do it, asking people for referrals, they're things that you should be doing like over and over. They should be like a habit within your business. If you're not doing those, make sure you're doing it. And obviously this month, last one for me is we have got the wonderful Shooting Star Enhancement Kit.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a join off itself. It's a game changer. Now, you can have conversations with 5 people. Let's say 5 people say, oh, I might think about it. Let's just say you're blessed with 5 people that all want to join. I don't want you to say, right, let's join you up tomorrow because you're really excited about that. I want you to say to them, right, we've got the rest of the month to earn you the Shooting Star Enhancement Kit. How you're going to do it is over the next month, we are going to get you as close to 500 PRV as possible. And I'm not going to put any of those orders in until you've got 200 or 300 PRV minimum. Because if they are starting on day one, you can literally flip them, those orders, that 200-300 PRV, and you can start them on an active order, which means they've got 15 days to get £245 worth of PR, or 245 PRV, or no, £245 worth of orders. Sorry, my brain's gone blank. Because you can flip them that party. Okay, you're not going to get the PRV for it because they're their orders, and it means that they're closer to get the Shooting Star Kit. Now, you can sign somebody up on the 31st, it's the 31 days in August, 31st of August, okay, and they can still qualify for that Shooting Star Enhancement Kit 15 days later. So if you've got somebody, Now, I'm lucky enough that my lady that I signed up, I don't know whether she's watching tonight, but she said she was going to. Becky, we've actually booked in her launch party within her 15 days. I'm going to go and do her launch party for her in her house. She's inviting all her friends and family. We're going to party. I can't bloody wait. I'm so excited to do it. I can't get my customers to say yes, but she's said yes, and she's going to have a party. But because she's going to have a launch, if you have signed somebody up already, make sure they're having a launch party, because then they can get that 500 PRV. If they get the shooting star enhancement kit, oh my God, I'm getting excited and I can't talk. If they get that in the first 15 days, right, that means they're halfway to certifying people. That means they're halfway to getting 1,000 points. That means you're halfway to getting 1,000 points for them as well. I'm literally like, oh my God, like, surely this is like, oh my God, light bulb's just gone on. That's what I'm going to do. That's how you're going to sell it to people. It's not just that they're signing up. I'm going to sign you up, but I am going to make sure that you get that kit. You're going to get all of that for free. Okay, you're going to get a minimum of 500 PRV. You're going to work until you get at least 1,000 PRV in the next 6 months. And then if you don't want to sell Scentsy anymore, you don't have to. But please come and do that. Let's get you all that kit for free. Put it out there. Put that kit on your page and say, who wants this for free? Do you want it for free? The amount of people that have said to me, oh, I'd love the freebies. Right. Then let's get you working for 6 months. And I bet they come in and they don't just work for that kit. I bet they come in, they love the business. They love, like you have, they love everything that you've loved about Scentsy. And then they become a forever teamie because they got that amazing kit. And if not, and they just get that kit because they love Scentsy, they've got all that free Scentsy. And some people get that kit and then go and sell it if that's what they want to do. Go and sell it privately to all their friends and family. Why would you want to do that? Who would want to do that? But yeah, that's something pretty amazing. Like, you've got the biggest join opportunity on your lap. If someone joins and said, and
just going to
points, and they quit during the incentive period, you keep the points.
Yeah.
You keep the points. Yeah, you do. It's not like Sensational Start where they've got to be active within the month before they got you the points, if that makes, or they got the points, if that makes sense. You will keep the points. But ideally, I will just say, you don't want people signing up on that note. So say, for example, you want to hit lead, you get your friend to sign up, they hit lead, they hit certified or whatever, get you the points. Then they decide, oh, I'm not selling no more. You then only get paid at certified because that person never puts in another order. You're going to be missing points. So don't try, there's not a clever way to try and think around this. I know a lot of people think, right, hold on a minute, I might be able to get that person to sign up, I'm going to get more points. It doesn't work like that. Scentsy have literally, they're so clever, they've thought of everything. The compensation plan is made in such a way that me, Laura and Laura could never stop working our businesses, because if we do, we don't get paid on all of you lot. And we don't get incentive trips. We have to get our 500. We have to bring in new teamies, because one day, Laura and I were talking about this earlier, if I decided, oh, I'm not going to work anymore, I'm just going to get my 500 and I'm never going to recruit again, what then happens is all the people in my team gradually start promoting. Some of them hit director. I then don't get enough points and I don't get enough PRV and TWV to even get paid at my title. So Scentsy are clever. They've done it in a way where you have to continue working your business. It's not like other network marketing companies, I'm not slating any, but there are some out there that literally say, well, you only need to recruit a few people because those people carry on working and then you can sit back and do nothing. Ours isn't built like that. Scentsy is a family business. It's built in a way where it's fair for everybody, even though sometimes you might look at it and say, it's not very fair, is it? That's how you might look at it, but it actually is. On a Sunday, no one have no teamies yet. I really want to get a teamie. I don't want someone to sign up 1 month. Exactly that, Jenna. And that's where you're going to be excited, because you're going to bring them in and you're going to literally be like, oh my God. And you're going to be so, oh my God, screamy voice notes and all of that jazz, that they're not going to want to leave, because you make it so fun and you make it so exciting. Has anyone else got anything you want to add? Any other recruitment tips?
I don't know. I think we've probably covered everything. But yeah, it is literally just think. And I know 100% know there'll still be people watching going, oh, but I don't want to ask them. Think about it this way. Do you look at your email inbox? Next, worry about asking if you want this, or do ASOS or whoever else. Like, you are a business. You are a business owner, and you need to think like a business owner. You need to be proud of who you are and what you're offering, and yeah, just keep asking, basically. So I was just going to quickly add, if you're in my team, you would have seen this video last night. I've put it on my YouTube, so you might have seen it anyway. But it was basically about people that are busy, and we talked about we're in network marketing. So many people focus on the networking, on the marketing bit, but not on the networking bit. And I've had a really, really busy week. I've been away to see my family and stuff, but I've been having conversations. And like the girls have said earlier, the social media is a massive part of what we do. I make no secrets of that. Like, obviously I use it every single day, but where the growth in your business comes from is having conversations with people, opening your mouth and having a conversation. And the Tammy that she just messaged me now to say she's currently just doing it. So the Tammy that actually joined tonight, the guy that's done my garden, this is legitimately how it happened. The guy that did my garden, we knew him, but he obviously brought a labourer with him, a young guy in his 20s. I gave them both sample packs for Mitch to take home to his wife and this guy, George, to take home to his mum. He lives with his mum. He's taken home the sample pack. She's brought a fragrance flower because they've been coming here every day for 4 weeks in between the rain and stuff. He has taken home a sample pack. His mum brought a fragrance flower. Don't know her. She has messaged me on Instagram tonight and said she wants to join. That is where that came from, because I gave him a sample pack. He's been in my house every day for 4 weeks. I could have just thought, oh, he's there. But I went out. I've talked to him about Scentsy. He's taken a sample pack home for her. That is from having conversations with people. Yes, I know she's messaged me through Instagram, but that connection didn't come through Instagram. The girl at the boxing class that I went to last night, who I've not seen for 6 years, who's not on Facebook, that connection is not through Instagram. That's through me having a conversation with her. My mum and dad's neighbour, who I knew when I was growing up all them years ago, who I bumped into the other day, and who's not on social media, and said to me, oh, what are you doing for work now? And I told her, and didn't have a sample pack with me, but she smelled the fragrance flower and tried the hand cream. And what was the last one? Oh, my neighbour that lives on here, from me leaving my old catalogues outside. She came and grabbed me and said, oh, I saw your catalogues then. Anyway, she ended up having my whiff bag last night, and she's ordered 6 bars of wax today. None of that is from social media. You need to have conversations with people. If you go to another job, talk to people at work, talk to people. I know we're not at school at the moment, but at school, at playgroups, at the doctors, just talk to people. This is your biggest tool, your voice, Anyway.
And you know what, actually, what Laura's just saying there, none of those were customers of Laura's.
Yeah.
Up until now, none of them were customers. So if you're going, well, do you know what, I've asked all of my customers, point that she's just made is exactly what we're trying to say. You have to network. You have to go out there. You have to speak to more people. That is the whole point of this business, is to network. And Laura has said for 5 people there that she's networked with, who are either going to become customers or teamies. And they're brand new people.
It's not about the people that you know now.
Yeah.
Like, literally every stranger is a potential friend or customer or teamie.
Definitely, 100%.
Just to add in on that, like today, for example, I took the boys to some soft play thing at Blue Water that was really overpriced. But we went to Blue Water. And when I went today, and yesterday, I went to the hairdresser to have my hair done. And both times that I went there, I went with catalogue in hand. And the boys were running off playing, which was amazing to actually have that freedom. And I sat there today, writing out orders in my order book, messaging customers. I used that time. The lady next to me was sort of nosing, and I left a catalogue with her. When I left, I said, oh, there you go. Take a catalogue. It's got my details on it. She's got a catalogue. So wherever you're going, don't be Scentsy naked. Take it out with you. Make sure wherever you're going, you've got that opportunity. I sat there in the hairdressers. No one really spoke to me about it. My hairdresser did. She always asks how we're all getting on and stuff. But again, it's those type of conversations. Think about where you're going and be like, oh my God, right, okay, we're getting out, we're seeing people. Hopefully you're going places now. If you go to a restaurant and you have a meal and the customer service was better than the service that I got in JD Sports today, then leave them a sample attached to a business card, or leave them something that hopefully you've got something in your bag that you can leave them and say, thanks so much for the amazing customer service. It's something probably that as Brits, we don't do enough, but I know the Americans do loads. Don't be afraid to do all these things, because again, it's networking. It's getting you out there. If you don't want to speak to someone, just slip them a sample as you leave in the restaurant. If someone gives you, I've done it. I've had conversations where a woman gave me, today I had the most appalling customer service in JD Sports. We went into Foot Asylum and the guy in there was bloody brilliant. I ended up buying, don't even ask, about 6 pairs of trainers I think we came out there with, and shoes. I spent a fortune in there. But I actually said to him, do you know what? Your customer service was so much better than what I've just received in JD Sports. Like, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I didn't give him no Scentsy. I probably should have, or I should have tried to recruit him. But these are like things that you need to do. These are things that you need to be doing.
So that's the thing. Don't be Caroline Bennett, I've just read your message. I was thinking the other day, she's good. Damn it. Anyway, but yeah, don't be embarrassed. I feel like some people are embarrassed and they're like, oh no, I don't want to give a sample pack. Like, why are you embarrassed?
I just sell Scentsy. They say that.
That's the thing. Like, why be embarrassed? Like, I'm not embarrassed. Am I embarrassed that I get to work at home and be with my kids and earn more money than I ever did when I travelled up to London working 12 hours a day? No, I'm laughing about that. Like, that's incredible. Like, why wouldn't I want to tell people about that? So don't be like, oh yeah, right. Like Lisa said, I just sell Scentsy. No, you don't just sell Scentsy. You're running a business.
You are a home fragrance specialist.
Yes. But at the end of the day, you're running a business. Like, if you're a nurse and someone says, what do you do for your dog? You don't go, I'm just a nurse. You're proud that you're a nurse because it's bloody amazing and it's bloody brilliant. So why aren't you also proud of this that you do? Like, be proud of what you do. Be proud of Scentsy because you love it. So why do you think other people aren't going to love it? So if someone asks you what you do, have a sample pack with you at all times and go, well, actually, this is what I do. And pass it to them. Because no one's going to go, oh, that smells disgusting. I'm not interested. Are they? Like, think about it logically. No one's going to do that. They might take the sample pack and you might never hear from them again. But so what? They might take a sample pack, they might become a customer and then become a teammate. So you literally never know.
I've tried to recruit people everywhere, like New Look. I'm trying to think, where was I? Dyson Hoover in Paris. And the woman was bloody brilliant and she didn't earn no commission on the actual service she gave me. And I think she thought I was trying to headhunt her for like some like job. And I was like, look, I'm not trying to take you away from your job. Like, this is like a side hustle. She didn't really get what it was. But, you know, like, don't be afraid to have those conversations. Don't be afraid.
The estate agent, man. The estate agent.
Oh, yeah. My mum. Oh, yeah, this was funny. I need to actually go back to them. My mum was having like the most appalling situation with her estate agents. And I rang up and I was really angry. And I was like, rah, 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 on the phone. Anyway, the next day, light bulb sort of went on and he rang me to give me an update on my mum's situation. And I basically just flipped the switch and said, actually, while I've got you on the phone, I wondered whether you fancied this. And I talked about doing like welcome home, like to your new home packages. And he was like, oh yeah, he's given me his email. I need to send the email. I still haven't got around to doing it. But that conversation happened I took the opportunity based on that conversation. So, you know, and I know that the girl that's in the office that my mum talks to, she's like, oh Liz, she's bloody brilliant. She'd be a really good Scentsy consultant. So I'm like, right, I'm going to go in there with my borrow bag and I'm going to ask for this specific girl and have a conversation with her. So these are like, it's, you know, you've got to look for opportunity everywhere to recruit people. It's not just about like using these tips that we've got. I think it's sort of having your eyes open to the world rather than thinking, I've just got to find a recruit and I'm just looking at my customers, because there's people everywhere. There are literally people everywhere.
There is. One last thing I need to say this because it's just come into my head. So something that, forgive me, I can't remember whom, somebody made a comment the other day about how they had 14 years and they'd left. And I want to talk quickly about like retention and how I think there's a misconception that everyone's probably listening to this and they're thinking that every single teamie that we've ever sponsored is still in the business. Absolutely not. And the ratio, if we actually went through, so what I mean is, and basically my point is this: when Lisa's a moment ago just talked about having to keep growing, that never stops, because please don't sit there and think we're sitting pretty and think every single team member that we sponsor is an absolute rock star and keeps working. Yes, there's lots of people on here as I'm looking for. So Caroline Bennett, she was a friend of, so Dan was still at work at Toomey. It was his colleague's wife's friend. That's how we met each other. Funny enough, Laura Bynes, Dan's colleague's brother, sister, you know what I mean? Anyway, but that's what I mean. So obviously those rock stars are still in the business. Lisa and I met through the fitness world, still in the business. But there are a lot. I have sponsored a lot of people that never did anything. And that's absolutely fine, because that is their choice. You cannot make people work. You can help. And this is what I'm saying. This is why it's always important to have your eyes open and keep sponsoring. It's nothing you've done. It's nothing you've done. But what I'm saying is the team that gets you to lead consultant isn't necessarily going to be the team that gets you to star consultant, that gets you to director, to star director, to superstar director. There are going to be some people that leave and come back. and that's fine. But what I mean is, as long as you know you've done everything you can to try and help them, they have the same resources and opportunities, you reach out to them. If they then leave, that's not your fault. But at the same time, you can't sit back and go, well, my team quit. Find new team. Like, that's what, it's the same for everybody. And it has to come from within them. As a leader, as a mentor, as a sponsor, all you can ever do is inspire, offer the resources, be there for them to help them. But they have to meet you halfway. It has to come from within them. Like the post that we shared the other day. It's not your sponsor's job to make you successful. It's not your upline's job to make you successful. It is your job. And that's the same when you flip it around the other way. So don't feel like, oh, I sponsor people, they've quit, therefore I can't go any further. You have to keep sponsoring. And you know, anyway, you get my point.
I think that's really important to tap on there, because, like, for example, my frontline is, I want to say 90 odd deep. It's actually bigger than that, because I've had, this month I lost a star consultant and a superstar consultant. And I obviously, yes, I gained teamies, but, and that's not to mention the others that have dropped off, that haven't done anything. And when you look at how many people are working, my active frontline generally is around the 35 mark. So that's 35 teamies out of a possible 80 to 90 that are actually active and above. And when you look at it like that, if you've got 10 teamies, more than likely 3 of them are going to be active. The other 7 probably aren't working. Now, if you've got 10 teamies and all 10 are working, then you are doing something really right. Then I need to take tips from you, you know, like, so that's definitely, I think that's really important for people, especially the people that are saying my team aren't working, you know, recruit a new team. I've spent the last 3 months looking and being like, oh, I don't know what to do, and having this moment. And actually, for me at the minute, I need to go and recruit more people. It's simple as that. It's not easy when you've recruited all your friends and family, though. It's now.
You can't get disheartened, can you?
No, you can't
get disheartened, because do you know what as well? Everybody resonates with different people. Like, you might all be watching us here, and you might be listening to me going, oh, I don't really like what she said. But somebody else might think, oh, I love what she's saying. Someone might love what Lisa's saying. Someone might love what Laura's saying. Everyone resonates with different people. And you might sponsor people in your team, and they might not resonate with you. And you could be providing them with all the training, all the inspiration and everything, but just something doesn't click. That's not your fault. That's not their fault. That's just the way of the world. It's like when you make friends with people, and sometimes you meet someone and in an instant you're like, oh my God, we're the same person. And other times it doesn't. And you cannot be disheartened. You cannot go, like Lisa said, I've got a team of 10 people and only 2 want to work with me. Right, brilliant. Spend time with those 2 and nurture those 2. Make sure you're providing inspiration for everyone, but nurture those 2 that want to work with you. But go out and find some new people that also want to work with you. Don't sit there and go, well, no one wants to work with me. Find new people. Like, there's no point dwelling on something that's not happening. You work on making something new work instead.
And again, I think it's an excuse. I think that's what this is going to come back to. As soon as you say, yeah, but, or it's not working because, I want you to say to yourself, oh my God, I'm just making excuses for myself, because the only person you're making excuses for is you. At the end of the day, it makes no difference to us when you sit there going, oh, I can't do that because, or, oh, it's not working for me because. To be completely honest, there have been times where it's not worked for us, but you don't ever hear us say that. We just go, right, that's not worked. Let's put that to one side. Let's try something different. Let's take a different approach. Let me go and watch somebody else on YouTube. Let me go and learn some other ways of doing it. Let me go and, you know, make it happen yourself.
Caroline, don't stare at still water. Go make some waves and then ride them.
Love that.
Best quote ever.
Right, hopefully, like, this has given you some, it's definitely given me like some inspiration.
Yeah, I feel like I've got fire in me now. I want to go and talk to all the people.
I need to go recruit some people. Sorry, people, I need to go. I need to go and have a few conversations before 10 o'clock. And obviously we're 45 minutes into Love Island. Oh my God.
I want to have joint conversations whilst I watch Love Island. That is multitasking at its finest.
Oh, Caroline, you need to, what's the word? You need to
word swipe that.
100%. And share it with us all.
Fine. And then share it, yeah. Hopefully that's helped. What I'll do is I'll make my spreadsheet look a bit more presentable, and those that want it, I will share it. But I know that not everyone will want a spreadsheet, and some of you will be like, it does the maths for you, but so does your tracker. At the end of the day, you don't need the spreadsheet, but I like it to be able to just plan it. For me, it's like I can fill it all in and see exactly what I need, and it'll add it all up for me, and then I'm like, yeah, boom, it's done. So
do you know what, even if you're not a planner, I really would recommend you write it down, because I know there have been so many people before that would be like, oh my God, I'm 2,000 points away. And they've left it too late to make that up. Whereas if you'd written it down, you would know kind of where you are with it. So even if you're not a planner, I would recommend that you write it down and plan it, because you'll absolutely kick yourself if you just miss it by a tiny amount.
Cool. Yeah, definitely. It's true. Michelle, I know you've asked what any tips for a first time party, but that literally is a whole nother training in itself. I will make a point to go live tomorrow, and I think you're in my team. But if not, I'll make a point to go live in my team.
Also, on all our YouTubes, there was a week on simple steps where we all covered that. So I know Lisa will go live. There is a simple steps week on YouTube.
I want to do a walkthrough of a party. I'm going to do it in my house. I'm going to set a party up. Literally do a walkthrough of what I would normally do. I do need to do that. I've been meaning to go live at a party, but I just haven't had any. So I will do that. But hopefully this has helped you. Hopefully you're feeling like the fire has been lit underneath your bums, and we're all ready to go and get on that boat. So we're going to do it. So see you on the boat, people.
Yes.
Do your plan. Feel free to share them in our team groups and tag us in them and be like, right, this is what I need. This is how I'm going to do it. I've got my plan. Go and make a vision board if that's what you need. However, whatever floats your boat, go and do it. If you like a bit of cutting and sticking. But remember, 3 things: PRV, sponsor, work with the team is. Forget all the other fluff. It's just a load of stuff that you don't need to do. Just work on those 3 things and it will happen for you. Anyway, see you all soon. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.